What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're continuing our series on the Spence versus Crawford mega fight coming up this July. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate your feedback. So we're going to kick back a little bit, get a little loose. We've done a little analysis and technical breakdowns over the last couple of days. Now, today, we're going to flip the script and let's talk about something that's more intangible, something that you can't really put your finger on. You can't touch it, but you can see it, if you get what I'm trying to say here. So we're going to talk about the phrase, he's got that dog in him. We're going to talk about the grit and the true core of a man that makes him bite down on his gum shield and go in there. And when he's getting the worst of the worst, he's going to press forward and he's going to attempt to take out his opponent. So when you think about the two components of this fight, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, you're talking about two men that have never been defeated as a professional. They're multi-belt champions. Terence Crawford has been undefeated at 140 pounds. Errol Spence has been unified at the welterweight division since 2019 after beating Sean Porter by split decision. So these guys know what it takes to win, and they don't know what it feels like to lose as a professional. And technically, neither of them has actually touched the canvas as a professional, even though you could say Bud should have been credited in the knockdown against Mean Machine, Aegis Kavalauskas, and Errol, even though it was his own fault, when he got hit against Ugas and the ropes held him up, you could have called that a drop as well. So when you think about this, we're going to say that neither of these men have been down, and they've definitely not been out. So you think about what makes them so tough to beat. Well, part of it is that thing that we just said, the dog in them, the fight in them, the grit, that core foundation of the men that makes them overcome the adversity when they face in the ring. Errol's been buzzed before. Terence has been buzzed before. But yet and still, they've come forward and they've either gotten their opponent up out of there after being buzzed, or they've been able to take control of the fight and finish it. At 147 pounds, not a single Crawford opponent has seen the final bell. Even Sean Porter couldn't weather the storm, and he probably was the best of the bunch at the time that they fought. Errol Spence has had a few guys at welterweight make it to the final bell, but when they've gotten there, they've been battered, bruised, and beaten. Even Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia took the worst of it. But when you look at these two men after their fights, they kind of look like they could continue to go. They look a little bit fresh. Occasionally, they're a little lumped up. Bud has had a black eye against Kell Brook. Errol Spence, he showed his war wounds after his battle with Sean Porter. But at the end of the day, they got in there and they came out victorious. But when you look at when they go head to head, you've got to wonder, is it going to be the dog that wins this fight, or is there something else that we just don't see? And everybody's saying it's going to be a battle of wills. It's going to be a test of who can overcome the adversity in front of them, mentally. Who's going to get past that? Who's going to have a bigger heart? Who's going to have the toughness that's going to get over their opponent? And I truly don't believe that that's going to be what takes this fight to the next level. That's not going to decide who wins the fight. I really don't believe that. I think that these two men will not outwill each other. It's going to require intervention from somebody else. One's going to either knock the other one the hell out. They're going to just plumb spark the other out, or the corner's going to have to throw in the towel because he knows this guy isn't going to do the right thing. He knows this guy is trying to go out on his shield, and he's, either Pomac or Derrick James are going to have to throw in the towel, or the ref is going to have to step in and give them a chance to face each other another day. Because in my opinion, one man's will is no greater than the other. And it's no secret that I actually favor Errol Spence in the fight, but I don't think it's going to be the will that does it. I just think that the technical adjustments and things like that are what pushed me to favor Spence at this point. And I'm still doing film studies. I haven't done a final prediction yet because I'm seeing more avenues for Terence Crawford every day. I'm listening to other people's content and I'm observing the videos that's being added to it. And I see some opportunities for Terence Crawford. So while I might have been 60-40, I'm 55-45, I might be true 50-50 by the time these guys hit the ring. But what I do know for sure is that the will of both fighters is going to be tested, and both men are going to answer the bell and step up, and they're going to go in there and try to kick each other's ass. Like Errol Spence said, I saw an interview where he talked on the big podcast with Shaq and Big Spice and the young lady that's on there. And he basically said, like, we could be cool, but I want to beat your ass when we get in the ring. And Bud Crawford, you could tell he's a nasty dude. He's got that same mentality. So for me, I don't believe that it's going to come down to who wants it more. They both want it equally. I just think that physically, one man is going to overpower the other, and it's going to either the opponent's body is just going to not be able to take any more and give out, or the ref or the corner is going to stop the fight. So what do you guys think? Is it going to be something strategic, something, a physical breakdown that's going to win this fight? Or do you believe it's going to be one guy's will is going to be stronger than the other? I tend to think it's not going to be that, but we'd love to get your thoughts. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until the next time, I'm out. Peace.